Excuse me. Okay, so now this is the centripetal acceleration. So again, this is F equal ma, and we're applying this about the moon. So this is the mass of the moon, and the gravitational force supplies the centripetal acceleration. The centripetal acceleration is directed toward the Earth, and it supplies the force necessary to keep the moon traveling about in an orbit. Okay, so what is the value of the centripetal acceleration? The centripetal acceleration, as we know, as we derived before, is v squared over r. Remember, it's the tangential velocity squared divided by the radius. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this right into here. We're going to substitute this right into the this acceleration term. So we have g, the mass of the Earth, times the mass of the moon, divided by the radius squared, equals the mass of the moon times v squared over r. Now again, v squared, v is the actual velocity, the actual tangential velocity of the moon as it orbits the Earth. Okay, the moon orbits the Earth. It must have a velocity around the Earth, which it does, and we can calculate what the tangential velocity is. Actually, in this case, we're just going to use what that is to calculate the period of revolution. Okay? Now, look at this equation. Notice immediately that we have the mass of the moon, which we can cancel out. We have one radius over here. We have another radius over here. We can cancel that out. One of this radius here cancels out with this radius. And what we're left with is g, mass of the Earth, divided by the radius, equals v squared, velocity squared. So at this point, we could very easily calculate what the velocity of the moon is around the Earth. But we're not going to do that. We're going to continue going. And we know, think of this velocity traveling around. We know from before that, think of this velocity traveling in a circular orbit. Okay, we know that, I'm going to move over here, the velocity is equal to the total distance traveled divided by the time. If you think of the entire circle as a circumference, what's the circumference all the way around? The circumference all the way around is 2 pi r, and what's the period all the way around is simply the period. So this is simply the circumference divided by the period. And that's the velocity. Okay? So basically, again, the velocity, now we could use remember the equation v equals r omega. Okay? We could use this, and then we could say r is omega. Remember, omega is 2 pi f, so we can say 2 pi f, and 2 pi r times f, and f is 1 over t, so we can substitute that in, and so we get 2 pi r over t. Okay, well, that's exactly what we have right here. That the velocity is equal to 2 pi times the radius divided by t, which we can, so it's, again, it's simply the circumference divided all the way around once, that distance, divided by the time. Okay, well, so what we're going to do is we're going to substitute this equation right into here. Okay, so what we have, the v is 2 pi times r all divided by t, and we have to square this. Okay? So now we're going to square it, and we get 4 pi squared r squared divided by t squared. Okay? So at this point, I'm going to move up here, erase this. We have g, let's see, can you all see this? I think so. Mass of the Earth divided by r equals 4 pi squared r squared divided by t squared. Notice that what we want to do is we want to solve for t squared. So we can say t squared equals, I'm going to erase this right now. Let's solve for t squared. T squared equals 4 pi squared over r squared divided by g divided by me times r. Okay? I divided by g and me and multiplied by r, so I get this, which gives me 4 pi squared r cubed divided by GME. Okay? So that's the period. So I can go ahead and, if I take the square root of this, I can find out what the period is. It would be the square root of, well, the square root of this is simply 2 pi, and I'm left with the square root of r all square root of. So I can just, that's my equation. I should be able to plug in the numbers into here and figure out what the approximate period is. This is a period of the moon going around the Earth. So it's the moon orbiting the Earth. Okay? So it's an amazing thing that we can calculate this, but we can. So this is 2 pi times the square root, the radius, 3.84 times 10 to the 8th meter, and we have to cube that. We cube that, divided by 6.67 times 10 to the minus 11. I'm not going to write in the units right now. I'm just going to put the numbers in the mass. The mass of the Earth, again, is 5.98 times 10 to the 24. That's kilograms. Okay, so let's calculate. Now, remember, all of this is going to come out in seconds. Well, and let's actually look at this from a units point of view. Well, let's go ahead and calculate this first. First, this 3.84 to the 8th. I need to cube that. Divided by g, 6.67 e to the minus 11, divided by the mass, 5.98 e to the 24. Now now I'm going to take the square root of times 2 times pi, and I get a very big number. I get 2.367. I'll round it off 3 significant figures. 2.73 times 10 to the 6 seconds. Okay. Now, how do I know it's seconds? Let's now worry about the units. I'm going to erase just right. Well, no, I'll keep this right here. Let's look at this. This is a big, kind of hairy right here, but let's look at it. We have meters cubed divided by the units of G, remember, are newtons times meters squared times kilogram squared. Okay. Times kilograms. And we have the square root of all of this. Okay, so from a units point of view, we need to be convinced ourselves that the units work here. Notice that these meter squared cancel out. Excuse me. Oops, 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 oops. This is meters cubed. I'm sorry, meters cubed. That's meters cubed. So, this becomes 2 of these meters cancel out with 2 of those. That kilogram cancels out with 1 of those, and what we're left with is meter divided by Newton divided by kilogram square root of. Okay, that looks a little confusing, but let's work with it. Remember what a Newton is. A Newton is a kilogram times meter per second squared, all divided by kilograms. Square root of. Notice the kilograms cancel out. Notice the meters here cancel out. And we're left with 1 over, this is 1 over second squared, which is second squared. Square root of second squared is seconds. So this, in fact, the units do work out, and we're left with seconds. So how many seconds is that? To 2.37 times 10 to the 6 seconds. Okay, let's see. Wow, 60 seconds is 1 minute. Seconds cancel out. 60 minutes is 1 hour. The minutes cancel out. 24 hours is 1 day. And the hours cancel out. So this will convert it from seconds to days. So take 2.37 to the 6 divided by 60, divided by 60, divided by 24, and we get 27.4 days, which actually is about right. The orbit of the moon, the period of the moon around the Earth, we calculate just on these average conditions, is about 27 and a half days. So it's a little bit less than a month, and which is why the orbits of the moon, which are given by actually the phases of the moon, as we recognize in the sky as the phase of the moon, doesn't exactly line up with 1 month. So the phases kind of seem to shift out from month to month to month. So we can actually, this is how you would calculate the period of a planet around the sun. So I hope this gives you a good overview of Chapter 7, and from now we'll go into the lab and the problems. Hey guys!